three filmmakers with nothing in common. They thought they had it all figured out. They don't just follow the movies, they make them. Alexander Pavlak, Mario Silvas, and Jamal Alexander are the makers on film.
Yeah, but it's coming from you guys, so it's either Area 51 or Nazis.
Yeah, and I was actually calling it Area 52 on the show, and I'm listening to it, and I'm like, it's not Area 52. Why am I so dumb?
Because honestly, after a while, I figured you were doing that just to see if you could piss off somebody. That's the only reason I was like, oh, he knows what he's doing.
I should know
Apparently
that,
not.
but for some reason I had it stuck in my head that it was 52.
It was actually 52.
See, 51 is the one everybody knows about. 52 is the real secret base.
Yeah, that's the one that nobody knows about.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do this.
Hello, and thank you for joining us, Makers on Film. I am your resident writer-director, Alexander. With me, as usual, is Mario I. Silvas, our sound guy. So go ahead and make a noise, Mario.
Hello. What?
I said make a noise.
Oh, what kind of noise? Like, it just want to like scream?
Well, any noise. You're a sound guy, so make some noise.
Eh.
Which is ironic because most sound guys have to be really, really quiet. Exactly.
No, it's fun. Yeah. What? Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So what were you going to say that was funny?
I don't remember.
Screw you up.
I honestly had something, and then my brain just went, ooh, I just found something shiny on the internet. So that was about it.
Yeah. Okay, usually to finish this up, we have Jamal Alexander, our resident actor, but he's still away on assignment right now, so hopefully he'll be back next week with us.
We miss you, buddy. This one goes out to you.
We'll give him a moment of silence in just a moment.
Is that
But speaking of moments of silence, though, did you hear who died?
Lenny Kravitz? Oh.
No, he just ripped his leather pants and exposed his bait and
Did he
tackle
really?
to the world.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he was on stage. I don't know where he was performing. I ran across it on TMZ, but yeah, he crouched down to do his little guitar solo-y thing and just ripped his pants right up the front.
Huh.
Apparently, he goes commando on stage in leather pants.
Oh, so look at that. Fucking.
Which I will say, as a guy who has gone commando in leather pants, that is very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's like just hot cow flesh on your body.
Kind of. You need some sort of talc or
yeah, I was gonna say you need to get like
something
on it. Otherwise, you're just gonna chafe up and leather out everywhere.
How funny would that have been though? Had those pants ripped open and his cock and balls be all white.
They're just powdery.
Everybody all like, "Oh my God, he's like the Joker."
It's like a reverse Michael Jackson.
They'll just start assuming that he's all black because of the sun, that it's all just a farmer's tan.
Oh God.
But anyway, Rowdy Piper, WWF's wrestler, died this week. Yeah. Of, I believe, some sort of heart attack or coronary or something.
they were saying some sort of heart-related issue they were guessing happened to him. Obviously, they're not releasing anything, but that's all they can really say is that it was heart-related.
That's a shame. Yeah. Let's go ahead and give him a moment of silence. So, I was trying to find some information on Deadpool. Apparently, Uh, they did a you know how they have trailers for
Yeah.
movies, right? And then before the trailer, they'll have a teaser trailer for
Right.
the movie, which is like a 30-second thing that just kind of shows you, all the flashy lights and loud
Mm.
noises. Well, in Deadpool's case, they did a teaser for the teaser trailer.
Did they really?
Yes, you haven't seen
No.
that?
I actually just got
Oh,
home right now.
uh, it's funny. It's Ryan Reynolds' voice, and I can only assume it's him in the costume because it's a
Mm.
full mask. But he's in the dark, and it sounds like a Don LaFontaine thing where it's like, in a world, one man stands alone, and then he's like, what does he say? He's like five-time Academy Award watcher Ryan Reynolds. And he's doing all this other kind of stuff, and he's like, now to complete the nerd orgasm, you will see my new trailer tomorrow.
No way.
Yes, but the teaser for the teaser trailer came out yesterday. The trailer actually comes out uh, on Friday at the beginning of the Fantastic Four movie.
Mm. Okay.
And it actually got to the point where at the end of the most recent Fantastic Four trailer, Deadpool jumps in and says you can watch his trailer on Friday.
Of course.
Yeah.
See, I think they're gonna have the most fun with this new batch of Marvel movies that are coming out right now. Because we have Deadpool coming out right now. Well, because was it
Hmm.
we're going 2015, 2016
Hmm.
Marvel movies. I think they're gonna have the most fun this year with these. Because what we have, obviously, we have Fantastic Four coming out right now, which I'm not too excited about. I'm
Hmm.
not too sure how you feel on that one.
I'm actually kind of excited about it. The original, the first batch with all those people
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it really wasn't good. So I'm looking for something that's going to be
Uh,
good. And I know Jamal says that they're supposed to be the funny family sitcom kind of
yeah,
thing, but I'm liking this new trend of them being more
yeah,
realistic. So I'm kind of excited to see what they do. But go ahead.
yeah. I mean, what we have Ant-Man just came out. We have Guardians of the Galaxy 2 coming out. We have another X-Men coming out.
Hmm.
Um, what else we got? Oh, they're making another Thor. Doc Strange is
Yeah,
coming out, which I'm super excited for Doc Strange.
they're doing Civil
Yep,
War,
Civil War. What was it? Uh, Fuckface. What's his name? Captain America.
Captain America, and Iron Man, right?
Yeah, and I mean, God, I mean, if I remember correctly, they're doing a Black Panther movie. Um, fucking Spider Man's getting a. Now,
A
is it a
reboot.
continuation or is it another reboot?
I heard it was another reboot,
Okay,
and that they're gonna get a whole new actor for Spidey,
read.
and then they're gonna try to put him in with the Avengers after that.
Oh, yeah, I could see
Yeah, he
something
worked
like
with
that.
he worked with the Avengers for a while. He's based
Yeah,
out of New York, which is where they are. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, a fucking Batman, Superman is kind of. Oh, it's not Marvel, it's DC. But I mean, just the comic book movies that are coming out within the next year and a half.
Well, you do know that they're going to do a new Marvel TV show like every couple of months now and put it on Netflix.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're gonna do Iron Fist, Luke Cage, and I forget the fourth one. It's whatever woman hangs out with all three of those guys.
Fuck, Lucy Liu. I don't know. I don't even know. They're probably going to use her anyway.
They might, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Um. Oh, what's the Jared Leto Suicide Squad?
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm actually excited for that one too.
yeah. So I've been doing some reading on that. They there's a lot of like fan theories out there,
Mm.
and some of them are thinking that Jared Leto's Joker might actually be one of the old Robins, Jason Todd.
Really?
Yeah, they're giving that as kind of an alternate because in one form or another, TV, comics, alternate universes,
Yeah.
every Robin has become a Joker in one fashion or another. So what they're saying is that because of the suit that we see in the Batcave in one of the trailers where it says, you know, you let him die or it chokes on you or whatever,
Yeah.
and that Jason Todd didn't actually get killed by the Joker. He survived and comes back later as some other character. That he might actually be the real identity of the Joker in this new set of movies.
Interesting. I'm kind of curious how that would play out.
Yeah. Plus, because Batman's supposed to be a lot older too, so the Joker would even be kind of old and
Yeah.
kind of unable to, you know, really stand up against Batman.
Hmm.
And DC has just been kind of messing with the Joker's uh, origin story. Like they
Yeah.
kind of kept it ambiguous, but now they're saying they're kind of almost giving him Deadpool's backstory, where they're making him kind of immortal.
Yeah.
Like they're saying that he got a hold of Ra's al Ghul's Lazarus Pit or one of them, and became somewhat immortal from that. So
Hmm. I'm
yeah,
kind of curious how they're gonna play that one out now.
yeah. I am very curious to see what they do with it, and good, bad, or other. You know, it'll be at least an interesting character. It'll be a different
Yeah.
character.
I mean, regardless, the Joker is one of my favorite super. Yeah, he's one of my favorite villains. I don't know if you'd call him a super villain, but he is one of my favorite villains, regardless. And just seeing where they've moved him and what they've done with his character, from one of the most iconic Jack Nicholson ones to uh, I can never remember it. Heath Ledger. There we go.
Yeah.
To Heath Ledger's Joker. To I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with uh, Jared Leto's Joker. To see what's going to happen with him.
Right. Well, it's so in Superman versus Batman or Batman versus Superman,
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg is playing Lex Luthor.
Right.
So I come in to a trailer that's halfway over with Jesse Eisenberg in it as Pothead, and I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, they really went a different direction with Lex Luthor here.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently it was his other movie, American Ultra. But I kind of like the idea of, you know, Lex Luthor being a pothead.
I can be okay with that. Get back here, Spider Man. I mean, wait, what? Oh, I just want some munchies. I just halfway just gives up. Oh, what was the first Joker in the original Batman series?
Cesar Romero.
Caesar Romero. That's right. That motherfucker was weird.
Yeah, but he did a good Joker.
Oh, he did. Actually, it was funny. I was on indiscriminate front page of the internet website, and there was a little infographic, um, like a little page kind of thing, and it was like the Jokers throughout time,
Hmm.
and it was saying the original Joker was, it was based off of the drugs of the time. So the original Joker was LSD,
Mm.
and then Jack Nicholson was cocaine, Heath Ledger was heroin, and then the Joker now is I forgot what it was, but it was
Is
something
it
like
meth?
that. Yeah, meth. That's what it was. But
Yeah.
it was all supposed to be the influence of the times and what they
Mhm.
are right now. During that time, that drug was big,
Right.
and heroin made a recession after during Heath Ledger's Joker's time,
Right.
because that's when what's his face OD'd. Uh,
Heath Ledger.
Now, well, he OD'd on prescription drug pills.
Right.
Oh God, what's his name? Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh yeah.
It was within that decade,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
it was within that time that it heroin made a recession, and that's where a lot of people were focusing on that drug specifically.
Right.
And I don't know what the whole meth thing is going on right now with Jared Leto, but I thought it was an interesting little twist on how somebody connected those all together.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
Well, that makes a lot of sense with the tattoos and with the teeth.
yeah, self mutilation and everything. I mean,
Mhm.
it's complete Joker.
Right. Well, that was one of the things that they were saying that were giving credence to Jason Todd being the Joker was that the original Joker, after beating him almost to death with the crowbar, knocked out all his teeth. That's why his teeth are all jacked up the way they are.
Yeah,
And
they
then he
look all
just
fake.
yeah, and then he just tattooed the hell out of them to remind him of what had happened to him,
Yeah,
and then left him for dead.
interesting.
Yeah,
I want to know how they're going to play that one out now.
no, you never know.
If they decide to go the Jason Todd route.
Yeah,
I'm
that might
kind of curious.
be something that pops up in the next Batman movie too,
Yeah.
which from what I'm hearing of it sounds pretty good.
Hmm.
Sounds like they might have like a really good story. I don't know if they're gonna do the story well, if they're gonna tell it well, but it sounds like
Right.
the story itself is gonna be pretty good.
Hmm. Dope. Yeah, man. What movie did I go see this week? Oh, was that really shit? Oh, Trainwreck. That was the name of it. Did you hear about that one?
Was that the one about what's her face? And she's a train wreck because she's an alcoholic or something?
Yeah, she's Amy Schumer.
Yeah, that's
It
it.
was Amy Schumer and Bill Hader. I actually like Bill Hader a lot, but it was a terrible movie. I'm on the page right now. That's funny.
Hmm.
I'm on the IMDb page right now. When it first came out,
Hmm.
it was a 9.0 on
Okay.
IMDb.
Right.
Um, Rotten Tomatoes, it was in like the upper. It was in like 85 to 92% range from like critics and from viewers and stuff. And I just looked at the IMDb page right now. It's at a 6.9, and that's within a week and a half.
Wow.
It dropped that much. Let's see, Rotten Tomatoes right now it's at an 85. It's holding at an 85. Review, yeah. I walked out of it.
Really?
Yeah, it was. There were. Don't get me wrong. There was one scene that was. It was funny, but it was way too over the top.
Right.
And uh, John Cena is one of the characters in there, which it was a really funny cameo. Don't get me wrong. It was
Wait, the
fucking hilarious.
wrestler?
The wrestler,
Okay.
John Cena, is in it. Yeah, and it could have been a funny, funny part for him, but they clearly told him to go.
The wrong way with it?
Yeah, and it wasn't even like they told him to overact it because it's your character. They just
Hmm.
told him overact it because it's funny when people overact, is what it seemed like.
Yeah.
And it really was. Yeah, my girl and I walked out. I was done within 20 minutes of the movie. The part of the movie that's supposed to hook you is around 20-25 minutes.
Yeah.
I was completely done with it. And
Well,
we stayed for about another 20-25 minutes because my girl was watching it. She went to go pee, came back, and she's like, I'm done. She's like, let's just go.
yeah, there's like a lot of good comics in here, like Dave Attell, um, Marissa Tomei, Daniel Radcliffe. Those guys aren't comics, but
Yeah, exactly.
LeBron James, like you said,
And
Bill Hader,
uh, he was surprisingly funny.
Radcliffe.
LeBron
Oh,
James.
LeBron James.
LeBron James was surprisingly funny in that, and I think it's only because of the fact that I personally didn't expect him in that,
Hmm.
and so when he showed up and he's saying his lines, it's like that's fucking LeBron James. Like that's fucking LeBron James, and it really throws you off guard. And it's not over the top funny, but it's funny nonetheless. And, they had what's his Harry Potter? What's his name?
Daniel
Daniel
Radcliffe.
Radcliffe. Yeah,
Yeah.
he wasn't in the movie. He was a part. It was like they were watching a movie at a movie theater, and it was that movie that they were watching.
Okay.
It was like The Dog Walker was the name of the movie that he was in, and it it was cliche funny,
Yeah.
and that's what the entire movie was.
Okay.
It was just cliche funny, and it wasn't even good cliche funny. It was just, we get it. It wanted to be in the realm of Bridesmaids and Hangover.
Hmm.
It wanted to be in the realm of that kind of funny. Didn't do it.
Hmm.
Just could not pull it off successfully.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I would not recommend that movie to anybody personally. But anywho, that's not the movie that we're talking about today now, is it?
No, but Daniel Radcliffe has been showing up in a lot of stuff like that. He was in BoJack Horseman in an episode
Wait, in the new season?
in the new season. Yeah,
Oh, I haven't seen the new season yet.
and he plays himself, and it's actually really good. He does a really
Really?
good job at it. Yeah,
Okay,
because
I'll
you're
see it.
gonna be watching it, and you're gonna be all like, that can't be Daniel Radcliffe. There's no way he'd be saying those lines or being that cliche of
Mm-hmm.
himself or that kind of parody of himself. But no, it was, and
And it
it was
was.
pretty good.
Huh, okay.
So,
I've yet to watch. Honestly, I don't want to watch the second season yet, just because I know when I do, I'm gonna blow through it in a week, like in a weekend, and I'm gonna want more.
we did it in one day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like the only reason I really haven't gone through that movie or through the show yet, because I was like, if I do it, I'm gonna watch it all right now, and I'm not gonna be able to watch anything else. I'm gonna want more of that movie or more of
Yeah.
the show.
Yeah. No, for the concept of that show, it is done very well.
Yeah, it is.
I was so impressed by it, and that was something that Tyler actually clued me into.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a buddy staying over, one of the multitude of friends who decided to couch crash. Um, and he started watching Californication
Hmm.
with Mulder. Was it David Duchovny?
Yeah.
Um, Not bad, surprisingly. Not
I,
not not the best, but it was okay.
yeah, I've heard that it's pretty good. I haven't seen any of it yet,
Yeah.
but
Honestly, if you watch it often, if you don't watch it religiously,
mhm,
but if you watch it off and on, it's a decent show.
yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm uh I'm excited about the new X-Files. I can't wait for that.
Yes, I really want to see all that.
They're actually doing stuff with aliens this time around. They're not just, claiming that they exist. We're actually going to see some of it. We're going to see it down spacecraft and everything.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And there's some talk too that um one of the newer FBI agents who took over when David Duchovny left, the girl who played um Ramirez or whatever her name was, she's coming back on the show, but um the guy who played Doggett, who played the Terminator, the T-1000,
Yeah, yeah.
Robert Patrick, he's not coming back for the show, which I'm a little disappointed in. I'd have
I
loved to have
liked him.
seen, I'd have loved to have seen his character come back just because he was a good character.
Yeah.
But supposedly they're going to do stuff with the baby that Fox and Mulder or Fox and Dana Scully had, and
Yeah.
that she gave it up, so they're going to try to find him.
Oh,
Yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
yeah. I think because it's like that child should be like 20 something years old by now,
Yeah.
20, 30 years old, something like
It's an
that.
adult at this point in time.
Uh-huh. So
Yeah.
if it is part alien, it's going to be exhibiting some of those traits.
Yeah. Those Mulder traits. He was a weird motherfucker in that show.
Yes, the child is just going to do, soliloquy after soliloquy in a monotone fashion about,
Yeah.
you know, everything and how it's a conspiracy.
Yeah, and it was in that show. Everything was a conspiracy.
Yeah, but he couldn't prove anything, and everybody thought he was, He was
Oh
crazy.
no, he was batshit crazy. Don't get me wrong.
I want to see
There
the.
wasn't one person who thought, man, he's making sense right now. Everyone was just like, dude, fucking, all right, we get it. Take the aluminum foil off your head, dude. Come on.
I want to see flashback episodes of their kid, or even of Fox Mulder, like playing with GI Joes or something, talking all monotone about the government conspiracy to conceal something about Barbie or whatever.
It's like the Lego Monopoly that they're on right now.
Yeah,
I'd watch that.
that would be amazing. Okay, so main topic at hand. You watched the what was the name of that show? The Payback
Payback.
with Mel Gibson.
I watched the Payback with Mel Gibson. I
Not
also watched Payday with Jet
Ben
Li.
Affleck. Oh, was there a Payday with Jet Li?
No, I watched Paycheck.
Paycheck.
Yeah, or no, I'm sorry, Ben Affleck. I'm sorry. You were making
Yeah.
fun of me because the Jet Li movie won.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched Paycheck, and then you ended up texting me like, "Hey, don't forget to watch the movie." I was like, "Yeah, Paycheck, right?" And then it was just silent. I'm like, "Oh, cool, I got it right." And then you're just like, "Payday."
Did you actually say
Well, I'm gonna
Paycheck? I thought you said Payday.
no, I said Paycheck originally. Okay, because we were gonna watch Payday because that's what we were gonna do for this week. And then
Or
I am
Payback.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're watching Payback, but for some reason in my brain I thought you said Paycheck. I was like,
Well, that,
oh, cool, I'm gonna watch Paycheck. I was like,
well,
it's got a good cast. John Woo directed it. This will be fucking fun. So I watched it. Not a
well,
big fan. Watched it. And then you text me earlier, like yesterday or something. You're like, oh, don't forget to watch the movie. It's Payday. I'm gonna go
okay.
watch Payday. So I can't do it. I
No,
watched. I watched it today.
the movie we watched, for those playing along at home, is Payback. The movie that you watched with Ben Affleck was Paycheck. The
Yes.
movie that you texted me was Payday, which I don't even think is a movie. It's a candy bar.
Oh, is that what I text you?
Yeah. So you were like close. So I'm like, yeah, I better make sure that you know what movie it is. So I did
Hey, you know what?
Payback with
Pay
Mel.
was in the movie. I mean, that's you're lucky I got at least that far on it.
Why do you think I made it more clear?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to start writing all my shit down from now on.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna. Hey,
You
cat, bring
you
me the
made
book.
fun of me last week for writing stuff down.
Hey, I watched the right movie this time.
Yeah, on the second try.
Eh, Quitters never lose. Wait, what the fuck is that saying?
Quitters
Quitter.
never win, and
That's a
winners never
stupid
quit.
saying. Of course you're gonna lose if you quit. What kind of bullshit saying is that?
Well, it depends. Maybe, in times of war when you quit, you survive, and that's kind of like a win.
Uh, but then you get to go home and you're like, oh, I should have done this, this, and this, and then you just hate yourself for a while.
If you quit doing drugs, then you're a winner because losers do drugs.
Yeah, but then all of your old friends just think you're a bitch for quitting.
Well, they don't like you anymore because you usually end up becoming some sort of Jesus freak.
Exactly. Nobody likes that guy.
No, nobody.
So I watched the right movie this time.
I was just going to say that if Jamal were here, he'd be apologizing to Jesus freaks for us,
Yes, he would.
bashing them.
To all the Jesus freaks out there, I still think you're weird.
Good man, Mario.
I'm just doing God's work.
So then when I said the movie last week, did you think I meant Paycheck? Because you said you've seen it a couple times and you liked it.
No, I heard Payday, and I knew it was
Payback.
Mel. Fucking movie. It's a movie I watched, and Mel Gibson was in it. Fucking Passion of the Christ writer director. All right, I knew the movie that we were talking about, but I just like fucking right now, I legitimately thought it was Payday, even though you told me not even 30 seconds ago it was Payback. And then I don't know where I got Paycheck from, but
Probably because of last time you just wrote in the word pay, and then the first thing that came up.
no, if you go to IMDb here, let me see. If I go to IMDb right now, I honestly think if you type in pay, oh, Tom Payne comes up. Paycheck is the first one. Yeah, see, Payback is there, and you said Mel Gibson, so I'd have been like, oh, I get it. It's Payday, 1999, Mel Gibson, Greg Henry. All right, we're good. I'm gonna watch this. And then immediately under that is Major Payne, and then I would have watched that after this because I like that movie.
That's with one of the Wayans, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
uh, Damon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Major. Yeah, Damon Wayans.
Yeah.
And Michael Ironside's in that. I don't remember
Really?
Michael Ironside being in that.
He's probably Major Payne's boss.
Yeah, he is. That's right.
He's got to
Lieutenant.
be.
Yeah, Lieutenant Colonel Stone.
There you go. Yeah. With that voice, he has to be some sort of
Yeah, he had to
higher
be like
ranking
the guy in
military guy.
charge.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny. I
You,
completely forgot about that.
you can't see Michael Ironside being, private first class.
Yeah, or Private Franklin. No, he's fucking Lieutenant Colonel Stone. Like that's Michael Ironside.
Yes.
He's just built to be a badass.
We should just get a bunch of guys with like signature voices like that and just do a movie called Voices where they're all just, a bunch of losers, but they have awesome voices.
Yeah, it's like those hobos that are going around in L.A. and they have amazing um like what's it called, like barbershop quartet voices,
Oh, really?
but they're hobos and they just go around singing, and they have amazing voices. And they're on YouTube, and Tosh.0 featured them one time, a couple times actually, and they look like really cool people, but they have amazing singing voices. But they're just homeless. They live out on the street,
Well, maybe if they started doing some R&B tunes, people would
right?
start taking notice.
Fucking covering some Boys to Men shit out there.
Yeah.
Get all the ladies moist.
Bone Thugs and Harmony.
NWA. I'd be down for some hobo NWA.
That's the real life on the streets right there.
Yeah. Compton? Fuck that. I was on Vine. Some lady spit on me. All right. All right. So I watched the actual movie this time. And
Okay.
I'm not even going to try to pretend to actually say the name of it, but I watched the real movie.
And
I want you to talk about it first.
you didn't really watch the movie, did you?
I've watched it, you bitch.
You want me to talk about it so you can be all like, yeah, that's what I thought too.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree with you that when they went out in space, it was the time of his life.
Just like
Yeah.
the song
Hey,
said.
it's ripping apart my bed.
You didn't get your cat declawed?
No. Apparently it's inhumane.
Yeah. Are they outdoor cats?
Nope.
Then it's not really inhumane.
Yeah. Well, they're indoor cats for now. Just because we literally live 50 feet away from one of the main roads in
Okay.
town. So we don't want to risk it and put them outside.
Right.
Let them run outside. But not like that, but my cat is a ragdoll Maine Coon. So she is fucking adorable.
Oh.
And if anybody were to see her, they would try to take her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to. I like my little one. She's cute.
Okay. So it's not necessarily inhumane to remove the front claws because they still have the back claws to like climb trees and get away
Right.
from things. But yeah, I never got my cats declawed.
Yeah. And I mean, shit. Whenever I was playing with your cats, they never really. I mean, they catch you, but it's not like they intentionally tried to claw you.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, Fauna was a badass in her own right. If you tried to mess with her like that, she would have ripped you a new one,
Oh
literally.
yeah, exactly. She's fucking adorable too.
Yeah. She was the kind of cat that, if anything ever went down, I would just pick her up and throw her at somebody.
Oh no, definitely. And I would be afraid if somebody played catch the kitty with her.
Oh yeah, four sets of claws coming right at your face.
Hmm.
Yeah, you're losing an eye, friend.
Oh yeah, no, you're fucking losing an eye. You're losing
Yeah.
all of you're gonna piss yourself and you're gonna poo yourself.
Hmm.
Maybe at the same time.
And she would just be right in the middle of the uh, of the floor, just licking the blood off her claws like nothing ever happened.
No biggie.
All that. So you know my dog, Kia, the little Chihuahua, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently she got out sometime last week. She's an escape artist. She's like Houdini. So
How? She's like a
anytime
foot tall and like weighs as much as
as air, yeah. No,
yeah.
she pokes holes in the fence. The fence is really old by our house. You can pretty much poke it with a pillow and destroy it.
Huh.
So she got out the other day, and uh, she was found. She was clawing against the back gate, and when the gate was opened, she had killed an animal and brought it into the house and dropped it at the foot of the person who opened the gate, and then trotted away looking for her praise because she brought home dinner.
Your dog.
My dog.
I don't think I've ever seen your dog do more than roll over because she was tired of laying on her left side.
Most of the time, yes. But when I first got her, she didn't like fauna, so she would like chase after her. Um, and then now we have the dog that's part pit bull, and Butters will come up and start playing with Kia, and then Kia will just latch onto her jaw or her lip or something, and then Butters will just run to her box and whimper.
You have a dog named Butters.
Yeah, it wasn't my idea to name her that, but it's a fitting name for her.
I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Is it just like a giant like puppy dog?
Kind of. She's half pit bull, half blue heeler.
Hmm.
She looks like a half-size Great Dane. I call her an average Dane when people ask me what she is.
The average Dane. You're gonna give your dog a goddamn complex. He's
Oh,
just
I
gonna
like.
come. Your dog's just gonna be coming out one day. You're like, oh hey baby, and it's like, what? Why do you want me? I'm just an average looking dog, and then just sulk off into the corner.
Oh, we do a running commentary with her because she's so dorky that we do a wacky voice for her and just give her all sorts of nice little adventures.
Oh, see, and the humans are still making fun of the dog. It's messed up.
What?
You're gonna give your dog a complex. Watch.
Whatever.
Just watch. You're gonna find her sitting in the living room one day with like all the dog treats around her. She's just crying. Nobody loves me.
Oh, so we're gonna turn her into Jamal.
I'm not saying no.
Okay. But
Just
speaking of dogs, there was this movie that we watched today that had a dog in it called Payback.
did it? Oh, that's right, it did.
See, you didn't watch the film. There's no
Oh,
dog in that
fuck
movie.
you. Yes, there is. Its name is Porter. Dickhole.
Yes. Okay. So did you want me to go first about the movie?
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So as you know, this is I don't know if I go as far as to say this is one of my favorite movies, but I do like this movie. It's I think it's done very well. It's a nice throwback to like the action films of like the 60s and 70s and 80s. It's very film noir with him doing his voiceover and the desaturated colors and everything's shades of gray anyway. And it's so close to being black and white, but it's not. And the whole it's kind of violent and it's kind of not all at the same time. The violence is almost to the point of being cartoonish, but it's such a great theme that there's this guy who these two guys they pull a job, they steal money, They get 140,000 out of it. They're supposed to split the money 50-50, and the one guy literally shoots the other guy in the back.
No, his girl does.
His wife does, yes.
Yeah.
But she does it because of the partner. So the partner and the girl run off with the money, and they leave him for dead. And then his whole motivation is that he just wants his 70 grand back, his half of the job that they pulled. And everybody gets it wrong. Everybody's saying it's 140, and he's trying to correct them, and nobody's listening to him. And I think that's just this kind of beautiful part of the whole show, is that here's this guy who's killing his way to the top, and nobody pays him any mind. That
Mhm.
nobody's and the one thing that always bothered me about this movie was that none of and it's a way of showing how trivial of amount this is, and how it's kind of his frame of mind about this whole thing. It's not about the money. It's about, what these people did to him. But
Yeah.
anybody in the mob would know that. Like everybody, all the higher ups are saying, it's such a small amount. Why are you doing this? But it's more about the respect than it is about the money.
And it was. I mean, it's not like he almost went out like a bitch, but he kind of did. And if you hurt a man like that, you hurt his pride enough, shooting you in the back,
Hmm.
it's kind of a big fu. So I mean,
Yeah.
the movie was kind of a giant culmination. It seemed like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because it was cartoonish, like you
Yeah.
said, it was very cartoonish, and it was almost like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Um, oh, what's that? Like Bugs Bunny kind of thing. He's out to get his carrot because that's all he wants is just to go get his one carrot,
Hmm.
and that was it. Like it was. What's that movie with Clive Owen and Shoot 'Em Up?
Yes.
I can see Shoot 'Em Up having a lot of influences based off of this movie
Yeah.
because it wasn't about the money. It wasn't about anything other than this one character's, and it wasn't even a flaw. It was just who he was. He didn't care about his wife who cheated on him and fucking almost killed him and everything.
Hmm.
It was the fact that they stole money from him.
Hmm.
She OD'd, she died. I'm assuming she died. I didn't really get that clear of a point on that one. So, the fuck was that? Oh, giant ass spider just landed next to me. Fair enough. But I mean, she did die, right?
Yeah. They leave that kind of ambiguous, but yeah, I think she did. She overdosed on
See,
that.
yeah, I thought
Well,
she because
oh
no,
no,
because
wait.
he said at one point that someone OD'd, and then
Yeah.
the
They,
guy
they
with the nose ring, they found him.
Yeah, the cops do say yes that she died, that they have a dead girl, and the drugs and everything. So yeah,
Okay, so
she did.
yeah, so she did die. Shitty, and then but they have all these, and it's not even set up. It's not even set up-ish to be these really cartoony things. It was so over the top that it was laughable because they weren't great over the top, parts to a movie. As the writer, you get one coincidence per film.
Yeah,
This one had one around every goddamn corner. You had the crooked cops who would only show up when they needed to bully the guy,
yeah,
or you had um, fuck, I forget his name, but the guy that played Val, the guy that stole from him.
yeah.
Um, you have what the fuck is wrong with my computer? That's weird. You have him show up, and again, some of the most inopportune times, and it was just like you said, it was very cartoony, and it was a definite throwback to like late '80s, early '90s crime films.
Yeah.
You know, Craig Henry. That was the guy that played Val. Craig Henry. Why do I know that name?
Oh, he's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
He usually shows up as a cop or an FBI guy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Apparently, he was the grandpa. Hmm.
I don't remember, but
It's like the first 2 minutes of the film.
oh yeah, in the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. Consistent work. A little bit of a break. Well, he's doing pretty good for himself. Again, a really good B actor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he does a lot of TV. He does voiceover work, and he played that part very well. You know, the spineless guy who's in it just for money.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it was. Anywho, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
Oh, all right.
But
Yeah.
like, I was saying, they made this movie. When was this movie come out?
99.
In 1999. But there was nothing in it that made it seem like it, was shot in the 90s. All the cars were old. Um, they used old music. They used music from like the 50s and like the 70s. Like, even like their outfits were very conservative, very classic.
Yeah.
Except for the guy who was the taxi cab dispatcher. Um, he had the
Oh,
loud outfit.
fucking Stegman.
Stakeman, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But even like the cops had very, kind of, even though their suits were a little bad, on the bad side, they were very classic suits. And it's just like it's so cool to have a movie like that seems like it's set in no particular time, so it's always going to be kind of relevant, and it never
Yeah.
really dated itself.
Which was kind of fun.
Hmm.
Yeah, honestly, I'd never seen. No, I've seen this movie before, but I mean, I was a kid when I first saw it,
Hmm.
and just watching it again, I'm like, this is exactly that era. Like the way it was shot was exactly that era, but it's almost like it's timeless at the same time.
Hmm.
It's anybody can watch this film and have fun with it, but at the same time, you can clearly tell that it was shot in the 80s. No, or in the 90s.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just the way the camera's held, or the way the cameras, the way the lighting is, it's very over the top lighting. Or yeah, it's over the top noir style lighting,
Yeah.
and it's done well for what it was trying to accomplish, and it was really good for that. And having it almost seemed like they were trying to get off the whole cowboy vibe with Porter. He was the lone gunman who's not afraid to do and say, get what he wants because it's what he wants to get done.
There is a lot of that going on in here.
Yeah,
Much like what was it, Last Man Standing with Bruce Willis. The guy who was in Bruce Willis was in Last Man Standing.
there was a dude inside Bruce Willis. Jesus Christ. Fucking, this dude's got some balls on him.
No, but Bruce Willis was in Last Man Standing, and that's set in a more like 30s or 20s era, but it's very much the cowboy-esque film, and that
Yeah.
seemed like a very extension of that, whereas a modern day like cowboy-esque film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
no, it's not a bad film. It's
Yeah,
not a great film, but it's not a bad film.
gotcha. Yeah, I might have to go check it out now. I was gonna say something. My brain stopped. Nah, it lost it. All right, cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, I actually did enjoy this film a lot. I had
There's a lot of good performances in here too. Like even the people who kind of went over the top didn't really go over the top. Everything seemed, like it fit in there.
yeah. Honestly, the only character I did not like was Lucy Liu's character.
Why is that?
Because she portrayed like a bad Asian hooker. Like, that was my only issue with that. It was just like, okay, she said the line, "We love, like me, love you long time." Ah ha ha ha, very funny.
So, are you very familiar with Asian hookers?
On the record, no. Off the record, no.
No, yeah, her both. I think the Asian portion of it was cliche, and the dominatrix portion of it was a little cliche.
Yeah,
I mean, no dominatrix really wants to be jacked in the jaw with a phone, especially a phone of that era.
yeah, that thing was a fucking tank.
Yeah. So yeah, there were some things that were a little cliche around her, but there were some parts too that were cool. Like when she was dealing with the Asian mob, you know,
Yeah,
that seemed more legit.
that was, yeah, that seemed like it was what it was.
Hmm.
You know, like that's who she would talk to. That's what she would get done.
Hmm.
And then there were some times that you're just like, I'm not. I personally, there were a lot of parts where I was just like, okay, you're playing it up a little. This is a little too much.
Yeah, they made her a very cliche kind of femme fatale or bad guy's girl kind of a thing.
Yeah, they definitely did.
Yeah.
Which again could have been really fun, but it was a bit over the top for me.
Hmm.
And what really threw me off guard is when they introduced her in the credits in the very beginning. It said, uh,
They used her middle name.
yeah, was it Lucy Alexandra Liu
I think it's Alexis.
or something like that? Was it
Yeah,
Alexis or Alexander or
it's
Alexandra?
it's Alexis.
Okay, Alexis. But I saw that and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Because this was like one of her first major films, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it was one of her first major ones.
Like before this, she was doing like Ally McBeal or something.
Was she doing Ally McBeal before this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
she was
you're
on Ally
right.
McBeal. I don't know if she was on it before this.
Let's see.
Charlie's Angels was 2000.
Beverly
Payback.
Hills, LA Law, Malibu, Coach. She was a coach. Fuck, she was. That's right. Improvement as woman number three. Bang as hooker. ER, X Files, Nash Bridges,
NYPD Blue. And an episode of that.
Johnny Quest, Pearl.
Oh,
That's funny.
she was in an episode of X-Files.
That's funny. I think where they got her name, Pearl, was from a TV show series called Pearl, where she
Yes.
was the main actress. She played Amy Lee.
Yeah.
Payback. Yeah, dude. Payback was before Ally McBeal. Yeah,
Was it?
because yeah, if I remember correctly, Ally McBeal was like
Futurama.
maybe it
Ally
was the same.
McBeal. Yeah.
Maybe it was the same year. I think it was like
Well,
1999 as well for Ally McBeal.
it looks like Ally McBeal started in 1998 and went to 2002. So she would have started. She would have done a season of Ally McBeal first.
Oh, then did
Yeah.
Payback.
And
But I
it,
mean, she's had at least a decent career before this. I mean, nothing too big. Which again, that's how everybody starts off. You know, you start doing smaller things, and then you slowly start building up. You know, you're woman number three, you're a hooker, and then you become fucking woman at newsstand, all the way up to former girlfriend and Jerry Maguire, and then you get into something like NYPD Blue, which again is a bigger named series.
mhm.
But, you know, you're a day player, and then all of a sudden you land a TV series that doesn't look like it took off because it only lasted 1 year, and then all of a sudden, boom, you land a role with uh, fuckface, racist, Mel Gibson.
Oh.
You know, you land it with Mel Gibson on Payback as Pearl,
Hmm.
And then, in the meantime, she's still working at Ally McBeal, and then she gets onto Charlie's Angels, and then a whole bunch of other shit. I mean, she was on Futurama for what, a year, 2 years maybe, and she voiced like 3 episodes, and then she started getting her own series,
Hmm.
or she started getting some of her own big movies, and then she reappeared like as a because honestly, the Charlie's Angels movies kind of killed her, kind of killed her as an actress. That's just me personally. I don't know about what you think.
Um, I don't know if it hurt her standing as an actress because she did a decent job in the movies, but it she didn't get anything too serious after that
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah. And then she lands fucking Tarantino's film, you know, uh, Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Because her stuff is very, she'll land a big role and then she'll do a couple small things.
Hmm.
Do another big role and then she'll do a couple small things in between all of this. I mean, that's what it really seems like that she's doing.
She um she was in an episode of the Jackie Chan Adventures
Yes.
cartoon. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at her credits right now. It's like blockbuster movie, voiceover, voiceover, TV series, voiceover, 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 you know, and then boom, she'll get another movie, and then right now she's doing Southland, which I'm not too sure if you've watched.
Oh, that's the TV series. No, I haven't
Yeah,
seen that.
it's pretty good. I think it's over at this point. Let me
I
see.
think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, it finished a couple years ago at this point. Wow, I haven't finished off the series then. I thought it was still ongoing. I'm on like season two. Um, Not bad actually. Jesus Christ, there's a Kung Fu Panda 3.
Yeah, I saw that.
Ugh, I'm gonna stop internet. That's my end of the internet for the day.
Well, she's in another TV series. Looks like called Elementary. Oh no, wait, that's the Sherlock Holmes, the American Sherlock Holmes,
Yes,
where she plays Dr. Watson.
I haven't taken time out of my day to watch it just because it doesn't look too good.
It's the typical thing you would find on CBS.
That's what I figured.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's if you want a good Sherlock Holmes thing, watch the British one. But uh, from my understanding, the producers of Elementary went to the guys who produce Sherlock in Britain and said, we want to do a Sherlock movie or a Sherlock TV show. Do you guys want to, get on this and be producers?
yeah,
And not only did they say no, but they said, if it's anything like ours, we're going to sue the shit out of you guys.
really.
Yes. So they had to do what they did with Lucy Liu and Mr. Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, that's. I want to watch it, but at the same time, I like uh, the Brit one so much
Hmm.
that I don't know if I could watch any other one right now.
Well, here, let me break it down for you a little bit. I've seen a couple of episodes. Um, Lucy Liu plays John Lee Miller's his Sherlock Holmes is a recovering drug addict, and she plays his therapist who's working with him to keep him off drugs.
Mm,
So she's tagging along in all his adventures to make sure he's not like overstressed or anything. And of course, him being Sherlock, he's just a complete dickhole to her and
of
everybody
course.
else. Yes.
Mm.
And they're supposed to be in like San Francisco or New York or something. They're in New York, yeah. Which,
Okay. I mean, again, it's probably a series that I will watch eventually, but nothing I'm going to go out of my way to watch right now. Yeah, I'll probably watch it eventually.
yeah, I mean, anyway.
Wow, it's just Just gonna get a passing over.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Anyhow, but no, it's. I like how we talked about the Asian hooker more than we actually talked about the actual film.
Well, this film, Payback, which is the actual name of the film, Payback, unlike that crap you say.
Fucking Payday, whatever it is.
But that was the inspiration for the film that you worked on with me, Mob Rules.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck, mob rules, mob rules, mob rules, mob rules. Yes, got it.
The all-female mob movie.
Yeah.
Short. But yeah, there was just
What the hell
those.
was that sound?
That was Willie snoring.
I love that dog. Just so much.
But yeah, like the idea of the person who screwed out of their share of the thing and
Fucking poke the dog.
he's on the other side of the room.
Well, throw a pillow at his ass.
No.
What's he gonna do? Smush his nose in further?
It might.
It's a goddamn pug. Because seriously, it sounds like you're. It sounds like you're trying to hit a very dry bong.
A very dry what?
Bong. That's what it sounds like.
I don't know what that would ever sound like, Mario.
It sounds like Willie snoring.
Like a pug snoring.
Yeah. Oh, wait, just listen to him. Of course, now he's not going to snore. Goddamn sausage of legs.
He shifted.
Damn it.
Oh, no, wait.
Oh, there.
He goes for a second, then he's...
Yeah, then he's done.
Anyway.
It honestly sounds juicy. It doesn't sound good at all.
I'm going to have to edit out most of talking about the pug.
Well, you need to talk about the pug. It's fun. You know what we need to do? We need to come with. We need to come up with. Because I have a movie list. You have a movie list. We need to come up with like a sleeping position according to Willie.
Sleeping position?
Yeah, according to the pug. I just have like, 8 or 9 different positions, like just different pictures of him just passed out.
I'll see what I can do. Right now he's just on his side on the couch against the arm.
On the couch?
On the couch, facing outward, which sometimes I'll like, if he's on the couch or if he's sleeping somewhere, I'll pick him up and turn him completely around.
You just like to fuck with him, don't you?
Yeah. And he won't like move from that position. Sometimes he will. Sometimes he'll get up and then he'll have to like turn around in a circle like 5-6 times and then lay down again. Which is funny because he does the same thing when he has to poo. He'll just walk around in a circle.
Fucking dog.
And then he'll poo.
And then he'll poo. A phrase that I will never. Can that be the title of today's? Of today's.
And then he'll poo.
And then he'll poo. It just needs to start off with us talking about Willie, and then go into the show.
I kind of now just want to make a play entitled "And Then He'll Poo."
I think you should.
I don't know what that play is going to be about, but that is totally the title of a play.
It's just 20 minutes of some guy just trying to poo.
Trying to get to the bathroom and everybody gets in his way.
Yeah. What? No fighting in my room. Damn cats. I have a fat cow cat run by me, and then I have my puffball run up right next to it, it's gonna attack it. I prefer the dog.
The dog snoring to the cats fighting.
Yeah.
How is your dog? Have you seen your dog in a while? Is it still alive?
Squish?
I don't know
The little white Pekingese?
that little mop that you used to have. Yes.
Yeah, dude. No, I put her down a year and a half ago.
Oh,
Yeah, she had an enlarged heart.
oh, poor
So
thing.
I figured it was selfish of me to keep her alive
Hmm.
because I loved her. So I was like, it's selfish of me to do something. I was like, I'm gonna, yeah. It was like I woke up at 4, or she actually woke me up at like 4 a.m. one day because she was just hacking up a storm, and I was like, and she'd been doing this for like 2, maybe 3 weeks, let's say. She's just been, whenever she wakes up, she just starts coughing, coughing, coughing. I'm like, what the fuck? So that morning at 4 a.m., when she just started hacking, I was like, all right, checked it up on YouTube or on Google. I was like, what the fuck does this mean? And a lot of people were saying, it's because she has an enlarged, or it's because dogs can get an enlarged heart, and then it'll start pushing on the stomach, or it'll start pushing on the lungs, and which causes their lungs to be smaller and they can't breathe and all this stuff. And I was like, all right. So I called up the animal hospital like that second. I brought her in. They said, yep, this is exactly what's going on. And a couple days later, they're like, oh, do you want to go and keep her alive, or like, what do you want to do? I was like, it's selfish of me to try to keep her alive because I want her alive. I was like, it's no way for a small little dog to live where she has to take pills 3 or 4 times a day to live maybe 3 years longer. So like, I'm just gonna go ahead and put her down, and I did, which sucked.
Totally.
I was just a wreck for like a week straight. Yeah, the best part is like I'll always remember because I put her down during finals week when I was in school. So just having to deal with my dog being put down on top of me having to put her down, and then dealing with all my finals and everything. And like the worst part was like all of my teachers knew my dog. All of the staff at the school knew her. A lot of the students, actually, a lot of the students knew her without even knowing me. Like I walked into school one day and I'm walking her and they're like, "Oh, you're Squish's dad? The fuck do you know my dog?" And they're like, "Oh, she'll go into the lab sometimes." Because I'd leave her in the lab with some friends,
Hmm.
the computer lab. I'd leave her in there and go do what I have to do. I'd come back like an hour later, and she's just happy as a clam to see me. Then we'd go home. Apparently, people would like specifically come in to see Squish and then leave to go start their day and like just do different things like that. I'm like, no fucking way, dude. That's the funniest thing. My little pup brought so much joy to everybody's life. It made me laugh.
Well, that's good. Had a good
Yeah.
full life. Okay. So, speaking earlier of Lucy Liu, have you ever seen this movie that she was in with Antonio Banderas called Ballistics X versus Severs?
No, because it looked like a piece of shit.
Apparently it is, and it holds. Oh, do you want to guess what its rating is on Rotten Tomatoes?
Ooh, I'm going to guess on Rotten Tomatoes.
Hmm.
Mm, 46.
It has a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow, I
Out of
was incredibly off.
like 115 reviews, nobody gave it a good score or a good review.
That's surprising because I know that was a pretty big size movie too.
Yes.
That sucks.
I actually witnessed this, that I've watched this movie, and it is
Yeah,
very bad.
really.
Yes.
How bad is it?
Um, I saw it once a very long time ago, and I've never thought about it ever again. So that's how bad it is.
Ouch.
Like, like I don't know if I ever told you this story. There is a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie called Double Impact, I think.
Okay.
It's something to do with he's in France or Brussels or whatever, and there is a guy who looks just like his character. He plays two different characters. There's one guy who's like in for the mob, and the mob's chasing him down, and they kill him. And then there's the other character, the hero of the movie, who it's a mistaken identity movie, and everybody thinks he is the guy that everybody's trying to kill.
Yeah.
So I rent this movie from uh, Blockbuster. Shows you how long ago, how old this movie is. So I rent
Yeah.
it from Blockbuster once, and I'm watching it, and I'm getting this really weird sense of deja vu from it. And I'm watching it, and I'm like, there's this the opening scene is through the streets of like France or something, through some cobblestone streets and some very pretty stone architecture, and they're running around, and they finally track down the guy and they kill him. And I'm like, I've seen this before. I know I've seen this before. I maybe I remember this from like the trailer or something.
Yeah.
So I'm watching the rest of the film, and then the next scene, the next couple of scenes, I'm still getting that sense of deja vu. I'm like, I've seen those before. Maybe I caught like the beginning of this film on like TV, some time ago, and did remember it, or maybe saw it on HBO or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it, and throughout the entire film, I'm getting this sense of deja vu. Uh, and it comes to the very end, and still sense of deja vu, and I go back and I return the film, and I'm looking for something else, and the guy says, I return the film, and he scans it in, he thanks me for renting it, and he's like, you really must have liked this film. I'm like, why? Why do you say that? He's like, well, because you rented it twice in 1 month.
Smooth.
It was so bad, I had completely blocked it out of my memory.
Fucking smooth, buddy.
Double Impact, yeah, that's the movie.
Double Impact. I've never heard of that one.
I think that's the movie. 1991. Jean-Claude Van Damme plays a dual role as Alex and Chad, twins separated after the
Chad.
death of their parent. Maybe it's not that one. Maybe it's a different one. I want to say it's that one though. They were separated at birth. Yeah, one's a bad guy, one's a cop, something like that. It's just, oh my God.
Uh, well, apparently it's bad enough that you rent it twice in a month without even realizing it. I think I got the idea.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's no hard target or time cop, but
I don't think I've ever seen Time Cop.
oh, time cop's not too bad. You know, typical. The thing that'll bother you about time cop is he gets strapped into this device to go through time, to go back in time, and so it's like a rocket. Like, remember Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull, where
Yeah.
they get on that little rocket sled, and it shoots out of the complex.
Yeah.
The time machine is like that. He gets strapped to this rocket sled, and it shoots down the corridor, the tunnel that they build in this super secret facility. And then the next thing we see is the past, and like this weird little time bubble happens, and he's just walking out of it. And then I'm like, what happened to the sled?
Yeah.
And also, how does he get back to the future or to the present if he doesn't have a sled in that time? And I'm like,
Mm.
there's a huge hole in the plot that they never discussed.
And they're perfectly fine with that.
Yeah, but after that, the movie's actually pretty decent. It's his wife dies in an explosion at their house, and it turns out to be this evil politician who was good during the time that the house exploded, comes back in time to fuck with the election so he can be elected. And then Jean-Claude Van Damme has to come back to stop him. And also save his wife.
Huh. Time Cop.
Time Cop. And then Hard Target is the John Woo movie that Jean-Claude Van Damme is a homeless guy and they kidnap him and hunt him. But he's Jean-Claude Van Damme, so they can't kill him.
I don't think I've seen that one either.
That was actually a pretty decent movie.
I mean, it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. How bad can that really be?
It's what is it? The most dangerous. It's a retelling of The Most Dangerous Game. You know, you're hunting a person, but he just so happens to be Jean-Claude Van Damme.
You know what we need to do? We need to do a Steven Seagal movie.
We do. Oh my God. There is Street Fighter, and then there's Street Fighter : the movie : the video game. It's a video game based on the movie Street Fighter.
I don't even know what to say. Hold on, what's it called?
It's Street Fighter, the movie, the video game. It's not called the video game, but it might as well be. But it's the video game based on Street Fighter, the movie.
Okay, so I have Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
I have Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li. Street Fighter: Assassin's Fist. Sounds like a bad porno. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie.
Oh, look at Street Fighter : the movie. Because it won't pull up the movie, you should pull up the video game.
It's not even on IMDb.
Yeah, well, you got to look into Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, I got you. Oh, let me go to JCVD.
Well, that's great. It's a video game based on a movie based on a video game.
Okay, Jean-Claude Van Damme. What year is it?
95. The movie was 94.
Street Fighter, the movie, video game. What the fuck?
Wait,
is it? This game is based on the film, which is based on the video game itself, where Jean-Claude Van Damme, Colonel Guile, who takes on Russian General Bison while trying to save the lives of hostages that are held captive. Wait, so it's... What? I'm confused now.
It's basically the plot of the movie in a video game format, which
So they made a game based off the movie.
That was based off the video game.
That was based off the video game. Okay. I was just trying to make sure I got all of that correct. Street Fighter, the movie, video game. You know, I actually like Street Fighter. The Street Fighter without the colon.
The movie?
Yeah, the movie. I actually liked that movie a lot. Of course, I fucking grew up watching, or, you know, that was one of my first, like, video game movies that I ever watched. It was fun. There's a fucking Kylie Minogue. She was in. Oh, that's right. She was Cammy. That's right. Totally free. She was fugly. She still is.
Who is?
Kylie Minogue. Just go to her page. I mean,
no, I'm on her page right now.
Oh, okay.
She looks familiar. Why does she look so familiar?
She was in a...
Oh my god.
Oh, what's it called? The one with Ewan McGregor. Moulin Rouge. She was in Moulin Rouge.
There's a picture of her here with Elton John from the Oscars, from the last Oscars.
Yeah.
Elton John looks like a Muppet.
Yeah, he did not. Seriously, he did not age well.
It looks like somebody would just be controlling him from, you know, behind the scenes.
Well, he got fat. And it wasn't like he got pleasant fat. No, he just got, like, old fat.
Yeah, he
See,
just
those red glasses also don't help him either.
no.
Ugh.
All right. Anyway,
I'd put it in Lucy Liu's butt.
well, I was going to ask you what your favorite part of the payback was, but I think Lucy Liu's
Oh,
costuming was it.
what? Well, if you scroll all the way down on IMDb, it's like, oh, things you've recently viewed, and I was like, I just happened to look over again. I was like, oh, there's Lucy Liu. It's like I'm gonna click on her page because I never got on her actual on her fucking her images and stuff, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, she's cute. I put in her butt. I don't know how else to. I don't know how else to put that.
Well, there's many
No.
different ways. You could say that you would, take her out for a nice romantic, dinner or whatever.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
You know, lay her down on a bed of roses. I mean, you don't have to jump to anal right away.
Oh, you don't have to jump. Oh,
Oh, yeah, you
that's
should
where I
probably
messed
write
up.
that down. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna write that down. I'm gonna write that down next to the movie that we have to watch next week.
Okay. So aside from your fantasies with her,
What?
now,
That's a
forget,
fucking moth. That's to my house.
forgive the way this might sound, but do you like Lucy Liu just because she's Asian-y looking?
No, she's actually a very attractive woman. I guess it's just she's an attractive woman who happens to be Asian. I guess is the easiest way of putting it.
Okay. So your current girlfriend is not Asian?
No,
Okay.
she's she's Indian on one part and then mixed everything
Hmm.
on another part, like German, Polish, all those kind of issues everywhere
Right.
on the other side.
I might have to hunt down this Ballistics X versus Severs movie and, oops, actually watch it again.
I don't know if I want to. I don't know. Honestly, I don't see why you'd want to.
Sometimes I enjoy, oops, watching movies again ugh, that I've seen before, and watching them again at different stages of my life to see if they're more or less enjoyable.
Okay. And when you find out that they're not that enjoyable anymore,
Then I go on a rampage and eat a bunch of brownies, cry a little bit, die
not
inside.
the answer I was expecting, but all right. Just gonna go on a rampage and eat a whole bunch of donuts. Fair enough. Yep. Still put it in her butt. There's like 300 images of her on IMDb, so I'm just
So with every image, you're just gonna look at it and say, "Yeah, I'd put it in her butt."
I mean, not every image. I mean, every once in a while, a fucking random person will pop up in it. I'm like, I wouldn't put it in their butt, but I'd put it in hers. I don't know how I got on Bailey Bob Thornton's page, but I'm somehow on Sling Blade.
Was she in Sling Blade?
No.
That would have been amazing if she was, though. If
Yeah,
like she had
right.
a cameo or something.
Dude, we should watch Sling Blade.
Okay. Have you ever seen what is it Young Guns with
That was the Western, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Again,
supposed
fucking years ago, but
yeah.
yeah.
Did you know Tom Cruise had a cameo in that movie?
Did he?
Yeah. Apparently, the story goes that for some reason Tom Cruise was on set or on the lot that they were shooting, and he's like, "Hey, what's going on today?" And they're like, telling him what movies are being done, and he's like, "Hey, can I get in on that Cowboy film?" So they get him a costume, they get him a hat, they give him a fake mustache, and they put him out there, and he's literally on camera for a second. And it's at the end when they barricaded themselves in the house, and the entire army's around, and I think it's either the guy. Uh, Emilio Estevez says something to the effect of, "Hey, you got Charlie Murphy out there, whatever the character's name is." And they're like, "Yeah, we got him out here." And then he pops up out of the window and fires off a shot and shoots the guy right in the head, and then pops back down. And then he's like, "Yeah, you don't have him anymore." And I think that's either Tom Cruise or it's another guy who dies who's on camera for like a second, maybe two at the most. But yes, Tom Cruise had an uncredited cameo in Young Guns.
I'm totally gonna have to rewatch that.
Just because he was walking by one day and he's like, "Huh, what's going on over here?"
Uh, Hugh, come on. Well, I guess I'm gonna be a part of the movie today.
And the same thing happened, or almost happened, with Breaking Bad. Samuel L. Jackson was working on one of the Marvel movies, and they were out in New Mexico. I think it might have been Thor. I think it was
Yeah,
something to do with Thor. And he's a big fan of Breaking Bad, so he goes over to where they're filming, and he's like, and they're filming in the chicken joint at this time, and he's like, "Can I be a Can I have a cameo in the chicken joint in the background eating chicken?"
that'd be
And
funny.
they would have given it to him had he not been dressed in his costume for the Marvel movie that he was part of.
Damn.
He had the trench coat and the eye patch, and they're like, "No, we don't want."
Damn.
And I would have been all like, I would have been off with the eye patch and the coat. I would have just been there in the black outfit, whatever. I'd have
Right,
been like, "Okay,
I'd
fine."
have fucking stripped down naked. I'd just use me. Come on, guys, just use me.
I know, right?
That would have been really funny to see. She'd be like, "Oh, look, I'm watching Thor or Avengers or whatever." You're like,
Yeah.
"Wait, is that fucking Samuel L. Jackson in the background?" That motherfucking Samuel L. Jackson in the background.
Eating chicken.
Yeah, that was his job for the day.
I wish I could get a job eating chicken.
Fucking right.
That would be the most amazing job ever.
That would. Yeah, but after a while, you get sick of chicken.
No.
You, really?
Oh, that's right. I had to bleep you again. Speaking of.
What? What did I do this time?
Oh, you just told the recipe for thermite. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah, that was the thing. Not my fault. No, fuck that. That's not my fault.
It is your fault. You were the one that started talking about thermite and all that, and then started telling people the recipe.
You can find thermite very easy.
Yeah, but I don't want to be responsible for some idiot trying to make thermite and then torching himself because,
Oh, you mean the
friction
three
sets it
people
off.
that listen to us? Woo!
Hey,
Wait, how many people are we up to now? We're like
um,
we're like 60, 70, aren't we?
something like that.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Actually, no. See, I'm gonna make that one of my goals. I want to get bleeped as much as I possibly can from now on.
I could
That's
just,
all I want.
I could just do a whole episode where you're entirely bleeped out.
Yes. Just fucking, just bleep. Just, hey Mario. Boo. People can be like, man, that dude's OG. I'm like, what the fuck did he do? They just fucking bleeped every word of him.
I'm just gonna start bleeping you up until you say a word that ends in nig, ing, and then just leave the nig at the end, and people be
Oh
all like,
god. Oh, so instead of us having only what 3 or 60 viewers, we're finally gonna go down to like 3 to 4 viewers now.
Remember when we went to go see one of the Fast and Furious movies?
God, what was that, number 4 or something like that?
Something like that. It was one, two, three. It was 4 or 5. It was you, me, and Heather, and somebody else.
Shamika.
Jamaica, that's right. And we were sitting on either side of Heather, and at different points of the movie, we kept turning to Heather and being all like, "That's bullshit," you know?
Yeah. Well, after a while, we also started doing it just to piss her off.
Yeah, but it was like within the first 5 minutes, you turned to her and you're like, "Oh, this is the reason why that wouldn't work," and then something else happened. I'm like, "Oh, that's the reason why that wouldn't work."
And if I remember correctly, like the next day, you're like, dude, we're never allowed to watch movies with her again. Apparently, like she was just angry at us the entire time.
Well, she happens to enjoy those movies. She likes the mindless adventure that they take her on, which all well and good, but you got to understand that they don't hold up in like the real world of physics and gravity and such.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when they were driving
Which,
around with that safe, I'm like, no.
oh yeah, I'm like, dude, people would just be dead everywhere.
Yeah, there were several times they would have fallen off a bridge or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, it's 11 o'clock. We've been rambling now.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. All right. So, from all the hosts and co-hosts and Black Cat, who's hugging his face in front of me right now because the light is on. I'm sorry, I'm disturbing you, Cat.
They always have that look about them, don't they? Like you're the reason
Yeah,
that's.
like you're disturbing me. I'm like, fuck you. I want to say, thank you all for listening, and it was a pleasure to have you listen to Alex and I ramble on about honestly everything but the movie that we were talking about. Um, but if you want to hear more ramblings, where can they go to, Alex?
They can head on over to mof.ninja
Say what?
where they can review show notes and get links to the movies that we talk about or that we watch, sometimes that we talk about. I don't know if I'll put a link to X versus Severs. Maybe
You
I
should.
will,
Hey, maybe the movie will start
making some money.
yeah, start getting some stuff.
But definitely, you can go out there and you can check out our bios. See who we are. You can check out our list of movies. The list of movies that Mario made of movies he watched while high, and the list of movies I did of movies that I think will make you think, and hopefully soon a list of movies from Jamal, the quintessential action movies. And oh, that's one of the things. You have a girl who's into drawing, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking I was going to put it out to you guys. Do you want to like try to design T-shirts?
Us design T-shirts or someone to design T-shirts?
You
Because
guys
that
to design those T-shirts for mof.ninja.
so is this an us like us the I'm just trying to get clarification because if I'm left alone to my devices, some shit's gonna go down.
You'll watch the wrong movie apparently.
So are we saying my girl and I are gonna be able to do something, or do you want to do like a collective? The three of us are gonna be able to.
Well, what I was thinking was that, either you can design the shirt on your own, or you can ask your girl or hire somebody to, design a shirt. And then I would leave Jamal, to his devices, and then, me to my devices to figure out, a shirt design. So yeah, it wouldn't be the three of us collaborating. It would be, you on your own doing it, or you and your girlfriend doing it, or whoever.
That's on the record. I just want to make sure that right now that was on the record so everybody hears that.
Wait, you on your own devices? Because
Yes.
you just pop over to Fiverr.com and pay somebody $5 to design a shirt.
No, because when I'm in the hospital with my girl, we're just gonna get bored, and I'm just like, "Oh, babe, we totally forgot about this. Here, let's dick around with something, and then something will get made."
Yeah. I mean, you say she does graphic design. I don't know if she does like, she can do caricatures of us or, a logo for us or whatever. Whatever.
You're leaving me to my devices. Trust me, it'll be worth it. I'm
Yes,
putting that out right now.
go for it.
Yes. Hey, someone commented on our Western thing.
Did
Coffee
they?
cane.
Okay. What do they say?
I love the idea of a Star Trek series featuring Crusher's story and how it would delve into the new events while answering the questions of the past.
Oh yeah, I said something about Wesley Crusher being the captain, and
Yeah,
watching
I
him.
don't know what. I've never really been a fan of Wesley. He's always been kind of a bitch.
That's one of the reasons why I would choose him as a lead for a TV series because nobody liked him. So the first thing you would see would be the guy that nobody likes, and then you would be torn between, well, it's Star Trek. I haven't seen a good, a Star Trek thing in a while, and I don't like Wesley Crusher. But after this much time, by this point he should be, a little more manly and a little more captainish.
I mean, he should, but I mean, in the last couple of seasons of the original Star Trek, I mean, he was still a bitch,
Well,
and he was like 14 at that point.
the last episode he was in, which was a dream sequence-esque episode, he actually was the security officer because for some reason Worf wasn't there, and I forget the whole thing.
Right.
But he actually, he was every bit of, we need to kick their ass as Worf was.
Yeah,
So
but it's essentially Worf in Wesley's body, is what I saw. Because plus, it was a dream. I mean,
yeah, but I'm just saying that
fucking
he had he had the acting chops to do it. It wasn't
yeah.
the
No,
character.
I'm not saying the actor didn't. I'm saying the character.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I
that
think the
just
character has a lot of flaws, and I don't think he ever could make captain.
see in the last movie he got back
I'm
to a
just talking. I'm
Starfleet
just
op.
talking about the series. I'm not talking
Yeah,
about the movie.
I'm
You
just saying in the last movie he was in a Starfleet uniform again when when
know, you still hear the dog.
yeah when the two people got married, William Riker and what's her face, when they got married, he was
Yeah,
in a Starfleet uniform again. So there was always been that debate with the Trekkers about whether he was allowed back in or not because he kind of just left.
right.
So I always thought I always wanted to see what his story was.
Dude, Sirius Deluge is your brother, right?
Yes,
Okay, he just goes on some random ass tangents.
yes, he does.
Okay, okay. So anyway, going back to the person, um, Cody Kane or Coffee Kane.
Yeah,
Um, I'd have to agree that the Matrix is kind of a stretch for the space western theme, considering the Nebuchadnezzar flies underneath the surface of the Earth. However, I do clearly see its western attributes, and the gun-toting, leather trench coat wearing cast certainly helps with that theme. Yeah, and again, that's pretty much what Jamal and I were saying. We're like,
yeah.
okay, it's pretty much spot on. But fuck, dude, I love reading your brother's comments because it just goes in. I have loved Ginger Bear, not even beer, Ginger Bear, since I was a kid. Any child who loves cookies will enjoy this inventive tale of Ginger Bear, a cookie in the shape of a bear
Yeah, it's like a
who
gingerbread
sets
man,
out.
except it's a bear.
Okay,
That's
who
what he
sets
needed.
out to avoid being eaten. As she did, the Traction Man is here. As she did with Traction Man is here, and the adventures of the dish and the spoon. Minnie Gray has created a total original book that is fun to read and fun to look at. It's like a fucking, it's like an Amazon.com review. Do you think they will ever make this into a movie? Not a question. That was a statement. Um, my favorite famous car is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Honorable mentions: Partridge Family Bus, Herbie, Ghostbusters, Ambulance. Did you know that on Sunday mornings, Wahlburgers has a funky brunch? That's funny.
No, but that's amazing. I have to find out where that restaurant is now and go to the Funky
I,
Brunch.
I think it's in Jersey.
Is it?
Yeah. And then and mind you, these were all like, I think these are just thoughts of his. They're not, it's not a coherent thought. It's just like things that are popping into his brain. And then the last paragraph is, when I first read the show notes, I was going to call Alex out, but he makes a point when he said it took place in cyberspace, a type of space. Someone made a comment that it is a martial arts film, but my opinion is that the genres are basically the same, just from two different countries.
This is
Game of
true.
Thrones, Game of Thrones, though, in my honest opinion, is a space opera rather than a western. Which,
No, Guardians of the Galaxy.
oh, Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm sorry. Whenever I see GOT, I just automatically go Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Um, it just seemed too modern. Firefly is a good example, which was another series that I rewatched, but I figured everybody was going to watch, or everybody was going to know that one immediately.
Yeah.
There were modern elements, but the places they visited were not developed. I guess the same could be said for Matrix, as they lived in the modern world, but most of the movie took place in cyberspace, which would be likened to the West. I'm assuming he means like to the
No.
West, as it is mostly an unlawful society. I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Which,
Likened is actually, yeah, it's the correct form of like. And also, oh no, I won't go into that. But no, go ahead with your thoughts of that.
what?
He's a big pothead.
No, and I can see that.
Yeah.
After honestly, what really got me was, do you think they'll ever make this into a movie? My favorite famous car is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That's my favorite so far.
I gotta say, I agree with him with the Ghostbuster ambulance and Herbie. I was never a big Partridge Family fan, and the Patchwork Bus didn't ever thrill me.
Yeah.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, I'm kind of on the fence with.
Oh my god, dude, we need to get your brother in on one of these episodes.
I don't know
No, no,
about
no,
that.
seriously, he needs to be on one of these episodes.
But
Well, we had Heather. We need to get your brother.
maybe.
If
Well,
for nothing, if for nothing else other than my own entertainment.
we'll see what he says. If he leaves notes on this episode stating that that's a positive thing and that he has, all the necessary equipment to do this with, then maybe we'll do that.
Oh yeah, definitely. And honestly, we should just throw that out to everybody.
Not everybody.
If they have, if well, not everybody, but you know what I'm saying, like people who comment on us and people who've been with us.
I want to try to keep it, filmmakers, but I guess people who enjoy film.
Well, no, definitely filmmakers, but people who are, because at the same time we're as passionate as anybody else.
True.
So I don't know. It's just something I'm thinking about. But I really want to get your brother on this because fuck his comments are the best. Fucking Christ are the best. Yes, I think they will make that into a movie, Serious Deluge. Yes, I do. Wait, what is your brother's real name? I never got it.
Everybody calls him Peevely, but his real name is Mike.
Keefley?
Peevely.
Peevely. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I heard that right.
Yeah.
How did he get that nickname?
I actually have no idea. That was something that was branded on
Fair
him
enough.
in college. Did you see what he wrote
Gotcha.
for Armageddon?
No, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Hold on, I'm pulling the site back up.
I'll let you read it, and then I'll see if you actually get the reference or not.
Was it an Independence Day reference?
No.
No, okay, I have no idea then.
My favorite movie critics, Big Jim McBob and Billy Sol Hurrock, summed up Armageddon best when they said they'd blow it up. They blow it up real good. That is an SCTV reference where John Candy and I forget the other guy just were very excited about explosions, and that was their catchphrase. They blew it up real good.
Oh, okay. They blew it up real good.
Yeah.
I did not know that one.
Yeah, that's a little more obscure. It's done by the same people basically who do Saturday Night Live. They're just out of Chicago instead of out of
Yeah.
New York.
if I were to hit reply, would I just reply? Oh shit, son. Fuck yeah. I'm gonna reply to your brother. Not now, though. Not now. I must think about what I'm gonna say to him. It's
Okay.
gonna be glorious.
Yeah, we're
All
at it for a
right,
couple
dude.
days. I can't wait to hear what you say.
I'm gonna go hit the hay.
Okay. That was good talking to you. And
Yeah, dude. So it was good talking.
yes, I'll leave notes in there for what the next movie is, and once I get a hold of Jamal.
Okay. Yeah, just shoot me a text.
That I definitely will.
Cool beans, yo.
We will talk to you all later.
Yeah. You have a good week, man.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Later.
Join the makers each week as they discuss film, TV, and pop culture. To learn more about them, go to mof.ninja. This is Sean Connery saying goodbye.